Hello, dear friend. You're watching your weekly horoscope. And before we get started, I have to confess something. Last week, I lied to you. It was not intentional, but I actually did. I told you that Mercury is turning retrograde on the 20th, which is not true. Mercury is turning retrograde next Monday on the 27th. So, my apologies. But what I kind of said for last week would apply for this week. Towards the end of the week, especially the weekend, Mercury will be stationary. So we need to prepare for this and keep in mind that things can be a little slower, especially on Sunday. We also have other interesting events during the week, including a full moon on Monday. We also have the sun moving to Libra, which overall changes the atmosphere and can bring more focus to relationships and partnerships and the need to find balance and beauty and harmony in our lives. And I think that we all need more of that. Venus is having an opposition with Uranus, which can make relationships interesting and exciting, but also unpredictable and stressful. On the other side, Mars is having a trine with Saturn, which is one of the most productive aspects. If you want to work harder and consistently on something, this aspect would be a great support. So let's get started with Monday and the full moon in Pisces and Virgo. There is another video which you can find on my channel. But I just want to remind you that full moons are the peak times, the peak moments and phases of the lunar cycle. And this is the time when you can materialize something. You can manifest your desires. And I'm not talking about only the things that we dream of. I'm talking about the things that we have worked for. So you can recognize some results and you can make some important changes also around this full moon. One of the things that I actually like the most about this new moon is the supportive aspect between Mercury and Jupiter. There is a trine, which is a major, very beneficial aspect between those two planets, which is incredibly helpful for learning, for making plans, for understanding things from a different perspective, for communication, socializing with other people. This is one of the greatest aspects. And overall, we may receive support from friends, from other associates, and generally doing something with others in a group or with a partner can really help us to succeed. The moon will be in Pisces, of course, when we also have a full moon in Pisces. So generally the atmosphere is creative. It's great for envisioning things and also for creative work, for your imagination. It can be quite positive. On Tuesday, Venus is having a quintile with Pluto. This is very beneficial for financial decisions, for investments, both for personal things or bigger decisions and investments. In terms of personal relationships and partnerships, the aspect is also helpful both for the business partnerships and also in our personal life. The aspect can bring more passion, the possibility to transform something, especially on an emotional level. The sun is having a minor challenging aspect with Uranus, which could be trickier and can bring something unpredictable, something sometimes surprising or stressful. So in business and work things, we need to be more careful, but it's not necessarily bad. We may just make the decision to make some radical changes, and that can be actually quite positive. But we need to work harder for that. So if you feel like it is time for big changes, this aspect can actually help you do them. The moon is in Aries, which brings more energy, and it's kind of like a restart. You can feel more energized, you can feel braver and more courageous and willing to take some action. So Tuesday, Wednesday, when the moon is in Aries, can really boost your energy and desire to take some real action. On Wednesday, the sun is ingressing Libra and will stay there for 1 month, which is a great time to focus on the people you love and the things that you love, art, beauty, harmony. Those are also some really important topics. And overall, doing things with a partner or in a close connection with another person can also benefit you more. All kinds of collaborations and partnerships can be more successful. The other thing on Wednesday, however, is that there is a pretty challenging aspect between Mercury and Pluto. And specifically on this day, in communication, things can be very, very intense. People can be more hurtful, more sarcastic, sometimes manipulative, sometimes rude or harsh or aggressive. So specifically on Wednesday, it's better if you avoid some important conversations or even negotiations, because this aspect can bring lots and lots of tension. When it comes to your own plans and the way you feel about things, especially the thinking process, the mental state, there may also be some tension. So if you find yourself obsessing about ideas or feeling like you're pretty negative about things, remind yourself this is coming from the Mercury-Pluto aspect, which you will feel more, of course, if you have a connection between those two planets in your chart, or if any of those two planets is currently also having an aspect with one of your planets. But generally, this is also kind of like an atmosphere, a background energy for everyone. So remind yourself about this and let things go. Of course, this is only temporary. The good thing on Wednesday is that there is a creative aspect between the Sun and Jupiter, and this can bring some inspiration or support or deeper understanding. Even if we have challenges or something which is not going our way, we may look at things from a higher perspective. And here it's important to think long term. Jupiter can help us be more positive and find meaning and even find help and solutions. Moon is in Aries, so there could be some kind of restlessness and desire to do things and to move forward and take some action. So it is nice to take some action. Just keep in mind that your mind can be overloaded with ideas and plans. On Thursday, we have an opposition between Venus and Uranus, which can bring you surprises in your relationships, something that you have not expected, something that is also stressful in this area, but there may also be some positive surprises as well. They can be quite shocking and they can also kind of like catch you unprepared. But if you're willing to make changes in your personal life, if you want to end the relationship, for example, or if you want to make radical changes in your relationship, this is actually a positive time. The other thing we need to be careful with are financial decisions. This aspect may bring something unexpected and something which is unpredictable, so be mindful about this. And of course it depends, sometimes even those aspects may help you, but chances are there will be a situation that requires from you to react really fast. And it's usually not what you have planned for. It's usually not what you're expecting for. So yes, there could be, for example, positive and successful investments, but things are probably not the way you are imagining them. The moon is in Taurus, which on the other side will bring the need to connect more to the material reality, to be more present, to be more grounded and concentrated. And generally, I think that we need to respect those energies. It could be a nice time for having a lovely meal or doing something nice to take care of your body, or doing something else that will make you feel more grounded. On Friday, what happens is that the moon will reinforce the same aspect, because the moon will make conjunction with Uranus and almost at the same time opposition with Venus. So what may happen is that we may feel again very similar energies like Thursday. So be careful with relationships, partnerships, with unexpected situations. But if you want to make changes, this aspect is supportive. Also, if you want to be extra creative and innovative, it's also very helpful. On Saturday, we have the trine between Mars and Saturn, which is one of the greatest aspects of the week, next to the Jupiter-Mercury trine on Monday. This one is also pretty positive. This Mars-Saturn aspect is great for more productivity, for getting things done, for committing to something and then pursuing it until you actually have some concrete results. So it's very beneficial for business, work, and anything else that requires consistency. The moon is still in Taurus, which can help with bringing some dedication and commitment and practicality. And also, it's a positive position for financial decisions. And finally, on Sunday, we actually have Mercury stationary, that's for sure. So no misleading, no mistakes here. Mercury is stationary on the 26th, which can slow things down, can be even bringing something unexpected. And in terms of communication, we may need to be more cautious. The other thing on Sunday is the trine between the Sun and the North Node, which can be very beneficial for thinking about the future, making plans, socializing, and perhaps brainstorming some ideas. The moon in Gemini brings even more focus to this Gemini Mercury energy. So ideas and rethinking, looking at things from a different perspective, communicating that with others can also be interesting and exciting. So this is the week shortly. As you can see, we have a mixture. So we have some positive aspects. We do have some challenging aspects as well, but that is usually life. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to sign up for email updates, you can go to marsstars.net. We have a free class there, which you can watch immediately. And you can also follow me on Clubhouse. My profile there is Marina Astro. And we are having lovely live conversations, including occasional free mini readings. So make sure to follow me there to receive notifications for those events. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week.